The annual Elk Rut. The Elk Rut takes place between the middle of August to the middle of October, depending upon the climate in which they live. The Elk Rut occurs around the same time of the year throughout the United States. For example, the Peak Rut in Idaho occurs between September 20th and 25th, while the Peak Rut in New Mexico occurs around September 14th. The rut tends to last somewhere between 20 and 45 days. This varies on latitude. In southern areas, spring arrives earlier and fall arrives later, giving the elk a longer calving season. Therefore, the rut lasts longer. During the rut, elk frequently use areas around fresh water and tend to bed in heavy timber 5 to 6 hours per day. A cow elk will remain in estrus for 12 to 15 hours. If they're not bred during this time frame, they will normally have another estrus cycle 18 to 28 days later. A bugle is a vocalization made exclusively by bulls. A bugle can be directed towards other bulls or towards cows. A bull will direct his bugle towards his cows while gathering them or while chasing an estrus cow. A herd bull will direct his bugle towards another bull to express his dominance over the herd, while a satellite bull may use his bugle to challenge the herd bull. The rut has 6 phases: the pre-rut, the first breeding phase, the first rest phase, the second breeding phase, the second rest phase, and the third breeding phase. The pre-rut takes place from mid-August through the beginning of September. During the pre-rut, bulls begin bugling and gathering their herds. Bulls will bugle to attract cows as well as to express dominance over other bulls. A herd bull is a dominant bull in a herd. Younger, smaller bulls are known as satellite bulls, as they tend to cling to the edge of the herd trying to pick up any cows willing to leave the herd. Larger satellite bulls will challenge the herd bull, trying to take control of the herd. These challenges include a good deal of bugling as well as fighting. The first breeding phase of the rut takes place between the beginning and the middle of September. This is when the 3-year-old and older cows come into estrus. During this time, herd bulls bugle to keep their cows close by. They also answer the bugles of satellite bulls to let them know they are still dominant. A herd bull will also bugle while approaching a cow in estrus, so she becomes familiar with his bugles. The first rest phase of the rut occurs between the middle and the end of September. At this time, the older cows are predominantly out of estrus, and the younger cows have not yet come into estrus. During the rest period, satellite bulls will try to join the herd while the herd bull is resting. The second breeding phase of the rut takes place 3 to 4 weeks after the first breeding phase. This is due to the younger cows coming into estrus, as well as the older cows that were not bred on their first estrus cycle coming back into estrus. Herd bulls are less aggressive towards the satellite bulls at this phase in the rut due to exhaustion. The second phase of the rut may have the most bugling activity due to the combination of the testosterone levels of the younger bulls rising and the herd bull still trying to maintain control of the herd. The second rest phase of the rut occurs around the middle of October. By this time, the original bull usually doesn't have control of the herd due to a great decline in physical condition. Herd bulls don't have time to feed during the rut due to constantly fighting other bulls, as well as chasing and breeding cows. Occasionally, a third breeding phase will occur. This will usually take place around the end of October or early November. This is the result of yearling cows coming into estrus for the first time, or 2-year-old cows coming into estrus for a second time. Since most of the herd bulls have left the herd by this time of year, the breeding is usually done by the younger satellite bulls. After this phase, the rut is over. Most bulls will leave the cows and form bachelor herds to spend the winter together. However, young bulls will usually remain with the cows throughout the winter.